everyone, welcome to a new season of the Gauntlet of Greatness. I'm still Randy Bueller, that's still Shadow Nutella. How are things, Shadow?
Everything's awesome.
Everything is awesome. We are excited about Pauper season. So, here's the bracket, and here's what we're up to. Alex Ullman from Gathering Magic has hooked me up with 12 deck lists. These are the best decks in Pauper right now. Well, it's the decks that have done the best in the last couple months, plus 4 decks that have been infused with Eternal Masters goodness. The top 4 decks got buys into the second round, and then we've got 8 decks hanging out in the first round. We're going to be starting now with the matchup in the top right corner of the bracket. Izzet Blitz against Mystical Teachings. So this should be a sweet one. It is a classic, sort of age-old battle between beatdown and control. Here's the Izzet Blitz deck. So a lot of this is spell-based. It's got Nivik Cyclops, where every instant will give it +3 and let it attack as though it doesn't have Defender. Kiln Fiend is also getting +3 power for every instant or sorcery. You know, what deck full of instants and sorceries would be complete without Delver? And then, yeah, all the kind of good stuff you would expect. Temur Battle Rage does combo pretty nicely with Kiln Fiend and Nivik Cyclops. You've got Gushes in here, you get Preordained, you get Ponder. All of these cards have been common at some point in the history of Magic. I guess we're going by Magic Online rules. So at some point on Magic Online, all these cards have been printed as common, as have all the cards in the other deck. Here you go, some old school control for you. Blue-black, Mystical Teachings is the namesake card, can get any instant in the deck, and you know what? You see the deck's 1 creature, 36 spells, most of which are instants. It is grindy. It is, counter spells and removal spells. And if these edicts are good, the deck is great. Even when they're not good, the deck can still just kill a ton of creatures and win very, very, very slowly. There's 1 creature, and then you can win with Elvenkar's Justice, because you actually gain a fair amount of life, especially with all the Radiant Fountains and Karuz over the mana base. You can also deck them with, Curse of the Bloody Tome. So there's the matchup. What do you think about this, Shadow?
So we just played the practice match.
We did.
And, some of us were learning the decks. The deck that I'm going to be playing did win 2 out of 3. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. Your deck looks so good.
I love playing it.
Good.
I want to keep playing it. I hope it wins just so I can play it again in the next round. Your deck just went off. Like, you combo killed me. Temur Battle Rage dealt, 20 damage through a pair of removal spells to win game 3, and 27 damage when I tapped out like an idiot in game 1.
It wasn't even Temur Battle Rage in the last one. I just cast 3 instants or something, or 4 instants in that turn, and that was good enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So it's interesting, right? This deck can win at any time, so you have to be really careful with your mana, but your deck is really nice to you when it comes to your mana. So we'll see how it goes.
We will indeed. All right, I get a match up and running. Come fight me. I'll mute you on Skype. We can chat some more after the match.
Sounds good. Salute.
And here we go. Lost the die roll. Never lucky. This has got to be good, right? I mean, I can kill a cheap creature, and I can counterspell some things. Yeah, this seems great. I don't have actual counterspell mana, but Essence Scatter is the important one against him. He actually only has 12 creatures in game 1. The Delvers, the Cyclopses, and the Kiln Fiends. So it is very realistic for me to just kill all of them. And which is my plan. Oh, jeez. Apostle's Blessing. Tough but fair. All right. I don't think he has Dispels game 1. I also want the information, and maybe he'll play a second Delver and I can blow him out with Echoing Decay. Also kind of want to have Essence Scatter up. If he goes 4 toughness Cyclops. Maybe I'd rather go Essence Scatter that. Oh, what did he show me? Oh, he showed me a Lightning Bolt. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to let this hit me for 3. So they're going to have my mana untapped for his second main phase. And then I'm going to kill it during his end step. Alright, he's not doing anything special. I think Echoing Decay is the right answer. Yeah, because it doesn't kill all his creatures. I could get blown up by Mutagenic Growth here, but it's not really a blowout. It's just a card for card trade. I will feel better when I have a second blue mana, not gonna lie. These 3 cards are gonna defend me against the next couple threats. I feel like I can kill the next 2 creatures. And then buy some tempo. He's out of stuff. Fair enough. Oh, jeez. So, do I tap out for this? I probably do. Like, if I tap out, he summons a creature, and then I can kill it on my turn. I think I have to risk this. Beginning of Enchanted Player's upkeep. I've never summoned this card. So I'm just decking him 2 cards at a time. Fine. You're cursed! Now let's see how badly he can punish me for tapping out. Oh, he does have main deck Dispel. Yeah, I can only kill a creature once. But that one he has to tap out for. Okay, no blue mana. So I just edict it now, right? I don't want to let him untap and come up with a way to defend it. Really would like to draw an island, not gonna lie. And he's just desperately trying to find a creature. Nice. Alright. Now we just sit behind Counterspell, Counterspell, Essence Scatter. And let Curse of the Bloody Tome do its work. I mean, we're only going to play like 20 turns from here. In theory, I can Evankar's Justice that. Is there another something coming? Like, what happens if I actual counterspell it? I can also end step, recoil it. It's not totally crazy. I'm sticking to my plan of just killing all the creatures. I mean, it's not his best creature. Cyclops can survive in Evankar's Justice. So I would be disappointed if he then played a Cyclops, but I feel like he's digging so desperately that I don't buy that he has that. I just want to use every line of defense to keep a creature from coming into play. He should have paid life. Tried to draw into Cyclops. Fair enough. I will feel better when I have a 5th land, and so I can do 2 things on the same turn. Right now, I can't cast any 2 of these cards on the same turn. But okay, now I can do 2 things. As long as they're Essence, Scatter, plus Edict. 15 more turns, I just gotta stall him. Seriously, deck? Lands? Please and thank you? Like 10 turns? Now I have to start discarding. Hilarious. It's either the recoil or the capsize. I guess I think the recoil does less. God. I don't think this Justice is going to do anything for a long time. And I have another one. Ten turns. Oh, it's 7 turns, right. I'm hitting 3 cards a turn. I think I Essence Scatter so that I can Edict all on the same turn. Or Echoing Decay for that matter. Plus he knows about the Essence Scatter from a probe a while ago. I guess the most recent probe told him about all my counterspells too. Cool. We're going to win this race. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get up to capsize mana, but 3 cards a turn. He's down to 18 cards in his library. I think we're actually going to get there. Alright, now we can counterspell twice. We can capsize. I think I do just capsize buyback, right? Like, the worst thing that happens here is that I slog through a Dispel, which I'll just be happy to do. Is there an X-Spell I'm not thinking of? There's no instant speed X-Spell? What does he have? Oh, Hardcast Gush. That's fine. And it will allow you to Lightning Bolt me. 15. You, sir, are at 12. Gush doing work for me. 9 cards left in his library. Eight cards left in his library. Alright, I can't even imagine what he can do to me if I capsize, but like, we're so close to the end here. I'm just leaving up 2 counterspells all the time. Five cards. I can Edict it on my turn at sorcery speed, or I can counterspell it here. I think it's probably worth using the first counterspell. Yeah, great. Game 1, Curse of the Bloody Tome. I mean, obviously I don't love tapping out with this deck, but it was like, he had no creature in play, it's turn 3, my hand is kind of awkward. I think that was a spot where it just was correct to throw that out. Alright, Edicts are great against him. The biggest problem is that he's going to sideboard in Geists with, the Undying Geist, Geist of, I forget what it's called. This guy, Stormbound Geist, which is a 2/2 flyer with Undying, which I would prefer to counterspell. So I want all my Essence Scatter type things. I think Dispel is worth it. Like I can dispel his dispels, maybe Negate's worth it. I actually think this might be a Muldrifter matchup. Duress is not crazy. Well, maybe it kind of is. I mean, if my deck is all ways to kill his creatures, removal spells, I don't think I need to gain life. I don't think recoil is particularly good here. I do like the one capsize. I like exclude a lot. I mean, Avengar's Justice is not particularly good. Rewind is probably... Rewind is probably fine. I do think I want to have one A-Bomb. Like, there's so little cost. I can cycle it early. I can actually... Like, I just cut an Avengar's Justice. So, like, I do have to actually win the game at some point. Yeah, I'm not sure I know exactly how to sideboard here, but... I'm going to do it this way. See what happens. This hand is an Echoing Decay and Essence Scatter. It's got some Radiant Fountain action. I think I keep it. It seems slightly borderline. I'm going to want to Echoing Decay that guy. Which means I need Dismal Backwater turn 1 so that I can Echoing Decay turn 2. Or Chainer's Edict. Gush. Flips this insect. Hilariously, if he plays a Delver here, it won't have the same name. Chose not to shuffle. Ow. Do I just Edict? Sorcery Speed? It's either that or I leave up Essence Scatter. Cyclops, if I use my Edict, the Cyclops is really good against me. So I'm not going to use Chainer's Edict. I probably am going to take 3 from this thing. Okay, well now I know he can't play a Cyclops or a Killing Fiend. So I probably am willing to main face this Echoing Decay now. Not take the 3 damage? I think that's right. I mean, if he's got a Dispel, he saves it in all worlds. If he doesn't have a Dispel, though, then I just save 3 damage here. Like, the odds of me needing to Essence Scatter, like, all he can cast is another Delver, which I'm not desperate to Essence Scatter. I can untap and Edict it if I need to. I don't know. I don't think he has another Delver. I think he would have played that last turn. Especially since it would have a different name from the flipped one, and I wouldn't be able to blow him out with Echoing Decay. He knows I have Echoing Decay. Delver or no? Excellent. So I want to leave up Essence Scatter, so I can't do any Aqueduct shenanigans. Therefore, Backwater. I did not leave myself with the ability to defend Essence Scatter with Dispel, but if he had a Dispel in his hand, he would have played it last turn. Is this a Gush? Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have Dispelled a Gush if I'd played an Island there. Yeah, that guy definitely needs to get Essence Scattered. If he drew into Dispel, I'm very sad. Oh, Max punished. He drew into Pyroblast. Oh, what a beating. Ah, I could have played Basic Island and had up Dispel. That was annoying. Huh. It's all very annoying. Now I'm going to have to kill that guy twice. I kind of want to play an Aqueduct here. Which makes me kind of want to play my Radiant Fountain. Tap my Radiant Fountain for mana. But here you go. Main phase, think twice, Aqueduct. Or I play Island. I like this line better. Found a Rewind. Makes my Edict is so much worse when my Edict upgrades his Geist into a 3/3 flyer. I probably am just going to have to kill it twice at some point. Well, great. That actually is kind of good. It means that if I capsize, I can capsize counter the Geist and not lose a ton of value. I might even capsize no buyback. We'll see how this plays out. Alright, he's not playing any instants, then he doesn't get to attack with a Cyclops. I can afford to just take 2 here. I'm at 5 mana. I wonder if I can get to a point where I can defend Capsize with Dispel. Pretty close, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get to 6 mana this turn, or I can leave myself at 4 by doing playing the Aqueduct, which I think is my line. I mean, I'm at 19. I can bounce a Radiant Fountain. Not going to tap it for mana to flashback Think Twice because I want to have 4 untapped. I can either... Oh, god damn it. I got myself to 8 cards. That was... not the way I drew it up. Wow. Awkward. I thought whatever. I thought I had 7 cards in my hand after I picked up a land. So now I have to discard something. And I don't want to discard any of these cards. That was kind of the whole point of my play, was to leave myself with access to all these cards. Rewind is just very expensive. I mean, I know Rewind actually can generate mana if I rewind something and untap the Aqueducts, but it's hard to set up. And like, if you play something I care about, I'm not actually willing to tap out for the rewind. I want to be doing a counterspell with Dispel. Temur Battle Rage, huh? Temur Battle Rage targeting Nivix Cyclops. So I'm going to wind up capsizing the Cyclops, probably. So I can capsize no buyback the Cyclops and dispel his answer. So, Apostle's Blessing targeting Cyclops. Now it is time. You have a second to spell? Wow. Unbelievable. I think we're dead. I think we are completely dead. And it's all because I played Dismal Backwater on turn 4 instead of Island. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Yeah, there's a Battle Rage at the bottom of the stack. I'm way, way dead. I'm going to like negative 12 or something. Crazy. Counterspells are not as good as removal, that's for sure. Especially instant speed removal. Yeah, it was turn 4. No, or my turn 3? Yeah, it was my turn 3. I played a tapped land instead of an island, and then when he played, yeah, he gushed into a Geist with Dispel backup. Must have been my turn 4. If you played a 4-mana spell and Dispelled to protect it. Damn. Wow. All right. This isn't really where I want to be, I don't think. Actually do like having random 2/2 flyers. Like, there's no more removal spells in here. I could have Sorcery Speed, deal 2 damage. Doesn't kill a Cyclops. Only kills the front side. Did I bring in the Duress? Why do I want Crypt Incursion? Oh, I'm gonna hit the Geist as a response to the Undying trigger? I'm content with the way I've got it. Alright, 3 lands, Essence Scatter, Exclude, and I'm on the play. That all sounds pretty reasonable. Don't love the A-Bomb, but I do kind of like the teachings. I can Swamp Cycle this. Keeping. So in order to have Exclude on turn 3, I either need to play turn 1 Bojuka Bog or Swamp Cycle the A-Bomb. I guess I just play turn 1 Bojuka Bog. Doesn't hurt anything. Chat's trying to figure out how Rewind would have helped me there. Rewind never resolves in a million years. Like, he dispels Rewind, and then I never get to untap my mana, and then I lose even faster. Like, so the reason I discarded it is because I could tell there was a big fight coming, and then I would need my Dispel. It is true that I could have capsized no buyback earlier and changed the way the game played out. Possible that line was better. Yeah, it's once again, I was in more trouble than I thought. Like, letting him untap with Cyclops has been very scary in the couple games I've played now. Give myself Dispel this time. Funny. He slow rolled his Kiln Fiend, presumably so that he could defend it with Dispel, and I'm using Essence Scatter with Dispel backup instead of Exclude for exactly the same reason. Didn't show me the Dispel though. Maybe I read him wrong. Maybe he just top decked Kiln Fiend and that's all he's got going on. Whatever. I can Exclude now, and I can do it with Dispel backup. Oh, that's a 3-mana creature. Why would he leave himself red instead? Oh, Pyroblast. Like, why does he have red instead of blue? Alright, this format's great. I'm in love. Oh, this is magic. Pun very much intended. Wow. Dispel your Pyroblast to resolve my Exclude. Good times. This Kiln Fiend is gonna survive. That's not good. Don't really have time to teachings for an easy answer. Jesus. So I can teachings for like a Doomblade. I mean, I guess that's my line, right? Let him play some spells and then teachings for a Doomblade. It's possible I should teachings before he untaps his 1 red mana because it represents Pyroblast. Interesting. So he's doing this pre-combat, which tells me he has the ability to defend it. Which I don't know what I'm supposed to do with. If he's got a Dispel, it's just annoying. Whatever. It's not like this guy has haste. I'm going to take 1. I'm going to try to kill it during his end step. I'll pick the fight when it's not going to give me... or I'm not taking 3 damage for every counterspell. Alright. I think... Doomblade? I'm actually more worried about the Cyclops, since I have so many more spells that can kill Kiln Fiend. So maybe this is Doomblade for the Cyclops? Could just get Edict. I can't get Chainer's Edict because it's a sorcery. I mean, Diabolic Edict lets him choose. That doesn't seem right. It seems like I'm going to go to all the trouble of getting a spell. I should try to kill the creature I care more about. I think I'm going to get the Doomblade for the Cyclops. No ability to defend it. Great. Now what? He's got 2 cards in his hand. I can actually play A-Bomb with the ability to regenerate it once. That sounds a little loose. I think being able to regenerate it twice is just dramatically better. This feels like a spot where I need to look super scary with a bunch of untapped lands. And then Teachings end step. This is 6 mana to flashback, right? Yeah, alright. I am vulnerable here in theory, but he's on 1 red mana, 2 cards in hand. So I feel like I'm just taking 1 again. Which I remain okay with. I should have blue mana. I should be threatening. I should be representing Dispel. Sure. Interesting. He's down to 1 card. I think I'm supposed to go A-bomb here. He's got 1 card in his hand. He can't kill me. I can regenerate it twice. I'm disappointed I don't have a multi-land. I can't really leave up Think Twice mana, but I guess I'd be opening myself up to Lightning Bolt as a response. Yeah, sweet. I just turned sideways. This guy hits hard. Take it. I'm willing to take 1. And I think twice rather than Teachings. That's a good draw, not gonna lie. Feeling pretty good about this one now, not gonna lie. I don't think it's worth playing the curse. I'd rather leave up Teachings mana. I don't feel the need to counterspell this. I'd rather have double regeneration mana. Resolves anyway. It's funny. This is a spot where I kind of wish I had 1 copy of Whispers of the Muse. I can get Think Twice. I can get Capsize. I don't really have enough mana to abuse Capsize. I can get a removal spell, like an Edict. I think I just get Think Twice. Like, I'm sitting on Counterspell. I just want cards. I even like land in this spot. Yeah, this draw just doesn't seem to have worked out. Played a couple really nice games. Don't know what I would be counterspelling here. I'm just gonna flashback. I think twice. Surely we have this. Don't know what giant hand of enormousness he's building up to. I will allow you to gush. That's fine. I don't think I want Cyclops to resolve. I mean, he may be able to force it down, but then, yeah, okay. I would have the ability to Teachings for an answer. Great! These are cool decks, Shadow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I think if you had more Twisted Abominations, I have no chance against you.
Cardi. Okay.
That guy punches pretty hard.
Guy does hit
Because
hard.
I'm like, all right, I can switch to a control deck and try to basically get one creature to attack one time. That's all I have to do.
Yeah, pretty
right.
much.
So that's why I played the second game. Right. Like, get it. One creature, hit one time. So I switched out to a bit of a control deck, but I have nothing for a Twisted Abomination if it hits play. Just nothing. So that was sad for me.
I think I misplayed game 2. Like, the entire game swung on what land I chose to play on turn 3, which at some level, like, I even said out loud, like, I couldn't imagine needing a Dispel on this turn because just the way the game had evolved, I didn't think you were going to be able to go threat Dispel. But I could have had it because I essence scattered your Geist. You gushed into a Dispel. Like, I knew you didn't have a Dispel because you wouldn't let me kill your Delver. Like, I was convinced from the way the first 2.5 turns had played out that you didn't have a Dispel. So I played, it comes into play tapped land rather than an island. That way I could, because I was trying to build up for the mana later.
Sure.
But then
sure.
you gushed.
And I didn't have Dispel. I actually had Pyroblast, which doesn't stop an Edict, but it certainly stops a Essence Drain or an Essence Scatter.
Yeah, interesting.
So I had a gush, like, right, because, like, I only had one blue-red land and then 2 blue lands.
Right.
So I just gushed and replayed the blue land, so I had the Pyroblast backup, or Pyroblast backup.
Yeah, I may have been the first Pyroblast I saw. I in retrospect, if I play the island there and I dispel your Pyroblast and you never get a Geist down, the game plays totally differently.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm holding a Chainer's Edict the whole game, and I didn't want to Chainer's Edict your Geist. Like, I didn't want to upgrade your 2/2 flyer into a 3/3 flyer, so stupid Cyclops got to live.
Yes.
It was all about getting the Geist down was just insane.
So here's a funny story. I couldn't beat you unless you tried to get my guy back to my hand. So, like, I played it, and I'm like, all right, so I'm going to play this protection spell, and hopefully he'll have to do something about it, because I have 2 Dispels in my hand.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you can actually dispel your own spells.
While I know, that's right, I guess I would have had to try to dispel it and then dispel my Dispel. But I had to wait to see if you would counter it first. I don't want to just throw my Dispels away. Right? And if I'm going to wait for you to counter it, I can no longer counter it. So, like, the timing is awful. I'm like, I hope he's got something. Right?
Well played.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you played that game great. I didn't play it awfully, but I think I did play the wrong land on turn 3. That was fun.